6 minutes past 2 from the studios of Adaba 819 FM. My name is Tajudeen, and this afternoon, as we have promised you, is going to be a debate between some candidates of different political parties who will be contesting the Saturday's House of Representatives by-election. That is the one coming up in Akure South and in Akure North. So we extended the invitation to 4 candidates. That is the candidate of the APC, Mr. Rousing, Alade, and also the candidate of the PDP, that's Mr. Opawole, SDP rather. We also extended an invitation to the candidate of the PDP, Sylvester Adu, and also the candidate of the ADP, that is Felicia Fadike. But this afternoon we have just two candidates in the studio. Last week, the candidate of the PDP, Sylvester Adu, and the candidate of the ADP both agreed that they were going to make it. And I spoke with the two of them this morning, only for the candidate of the ADP she stopped picking her calls, and the candidate of the PDP, Mr. Sylvester Adu, apologized around to 1. He picked his score. I've been calling him since morning, but he eventually picked his score around past 1, and he apologized that there was no way that he could make it. So this afternoon, let me welcome to the studio the candidate of the APC, popularly known as Loud, Mr. Alade. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And also Mr. Tajudeen Opawole, the candidate of the Social Democratic Party, the SDP. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So quickly, let's set some ground rules. The two of you, we have 3 minutes for opening statements without interruption, and then each candidate will have 3 minutes to answer each question, and then you have 1 minute to respond and 1 minute for rebuttal. If any of the other person raises something that you like to respond, you have 1 minute to do that, and please no offensive language. So let's begin by some of the areas we will cover. We'll talk about your campaign promises, we'll talk about insecurity, we'll talk about youth employment, and some other issues as we go along. So I'm going to start from the candidate of the SDP, Social Democratic Party, Mr. Tajudeen Opawole. Your opening statement. And your 3 minutes starts now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen at home, in Nigeria, worldwide. My name is Olayinka Tajudeen Opawole, representing Akure South and North House of Representatives in Ondo State, under the platform of SDP, Social Democratic Party. Thank you.
Mr. Rousing, your opening statement.
Thank you, listeners. It's another beautiful day, and I'm on my campaign trip. I had to stop over to speak to you this wonderful afternoon. I believe the APC, the All Progressive Congress, under the flag which I'm running for the House of Representatives, Akure South, Akure North Federal Constituency in Ondo State. I greet you a wonderful afternoon, and we're hopeful that by 26 we will be victorious for the promises to the greater good of our people.
I was expecting that both of you will not just mention your names, you talk about who you are, what you do, and all of that. That's the purpose of the opening statement. But since you didn't do that, let's start with the questions. And like I said, I'm going to start as well from the candidate of the SDP. So, why should the people of Akure South and Akure North vote for you on Saturday?
Thank you very much.
You have 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah, thank you. You see, I believe I'm qualified. I was born and brought up in Akure. I've never traveled to London, US to go and play politics there. I play my politics in Akure as well in Nigeria. Then I know what is affecting our people from grassroots. I know the problem these people are facing. Mostly Akure South, Akure North. I know how our people, whatever they call themselves, our leaders, I know what they are doing. So Akure South, Akure North, we have been lag behind, which I believe I can build it, I can do it. If you look at former House of Representative candidate or who represent us in sorry to mention party, APC. You see, then the last one now, under the platform of PDP, you see, but here now, we have, permit me to use this Yoruba adage, àti gbépo wò, àti gbómi wò. We want adetiri yàtọ̀ tó wà láàrin wọn. Let us try another party, SDP, that can lift Ondo State, Akure South, Nigeria as a whole to our level. Thank you very much.
Mr. Alade.
Yeah, thank you, moderator. I think it's beyond the party thing. I think it's more of the people of Akure.
Why should the people of Akure North and Akure South vote for you?
I think it's about the people of Akure taking a decision of how to move forward. It's a youthful generation, and I must speak about that. I think the representation of the old belongs to the old, and we are looking towards the future. And the future is now, the future which we represent. I am in the oil and gas business. I have my job, setting that aside in my very youthful age to also participate in politics is a plus. Try to elevate our people from where they've been. Evil will prevail if good has failed to talk. I think the good is talking now. I think I'm coming around my own people. Do we all know the pain of our people? Yes, we all do, regardless of party. But what has been our contribution within our own private life to the well-being of our people, in our community? What have we done? I think I have done so much more. For the cultural development of Akure, to put Akure on the map, I have done that. To elevate poverty among our people, I've contributed to that in my own little ways. Scholarship for kids to go to school. People without father. Same as myself when I was growing up. But I'm only telling you, good can always come out of everything that we lay our hands on. Education is paramount. It's germane. We must push further. Without education, there is no future. And the future is now. I think the representation now is about the youthful generation that is about to come. How can we bring ourselves together? The norm of the olden era, Fourth Republic since 1999, Vision 2010, Vision 2020, Vision 2030, for how long? The change is the youthful representation of our people. And I think in this Fourth Republic, in this Ninth Assembly, a lot of young people representing different federal constituencies have been proving that youth can actually do this. In Akoko, they celebrate their own so well. In Fedore, Idonre, they are celebrating their own so well. Akure North and South is just about to start celebrating the future of Akure. We cannot use politics as retirement. It is no longer acceptable. It must be part of our livelihood. You must have a job for you to have a political office, not retired. So you use the constituency funds for your own personal well-being. You might be in a political office and have an advantage to help you elevate your private life. Is this acceptable? You might have people to help you elevate your own personal business, which is acceptable. But I don't see it as a retirement call. At 65, at 58, where have you been? What have you done? I think Akure is about to speak, and they will speak very loud on Saturday. Thank you very much.
Okay.